As we said earlier, we've kicked off a new segment called Talk to Me About Anything, and we're hoping over time you're going to email us with the kinds of things you'd like to have us address. Yesterday, our GMA Life and Family correspondent Lee Woodruff told us about her experience with situational depression and her decision to use antidepressant drugs. So this morning we thought we'd take a look at the different antidepressants, what each one does, how quickly they work, and of course we want to stress that many experts say that the drugs should be used, they really recommend that you only use them with other forms of therapy. So here's GMA's Lee Woodruff.
Sadness, trouble sleeping, anxiety, or low energy?
Situational depression. Devastating, humbling, debilitating. For me, it was during my husband's battle for his very survival.
I'd never felt like...
For Becky Kaplan, a happy event brought it on, the birth of her first baby.
Just felt like I was in a black hole.
For my sister Nancy, it was sending her son off to college.
Somebody said, you need to go see someone.
All three of us, each with our own reservations, turned to antidepressants. One class of antidepressants are called selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, called SSRIs for short. They adjust serotonin levels in the brain.
Medicines like Prozac, Zoloft, Paxil, Lexapro, Celexa, those do a really good job decreasing your anxiety. Say you're going down a bumpy road in an old jalopy, and every time you hit a bump, you're sort of getting thrown out of the car to some extent. It basically puts a big cushion under your seat so that you don't get so thrown by the bumps in the road.
A second class of antidepressants work on serotonin and norepinephrine, called SNRIs.
These are medicines like Effexor and Cymbalta. And not only do they seem to help with depression and anxiety, but they're particularly useful when you've got a lot of body aches.
There's a third option for people whose primary symptoms are low energy and social withdrawal.
Wellbutrin is a pretty stimulating antidepressant. It gets you off the bench and into the game.
When I finally talked it out with my doctor, she agreed that this was the right course.
And what about weight gain for you?
I didn't experience the weight gain. I know you complained that you felt like when you first went on it.
10 pounds.
According to this doctor, the usual suspects are SSRIs.
People tend to put on weight with Paxil, less so with Prozac and Lexapro.
Although some SSRI manufacturers claim a small percentage of patients actually lose weight, Wellbutrin is more significantly associated with weight loss.
Sometimes I'll call it the willpower drug. I mean, it really does seem to help people stay away from the foods they shouldn't be eating and make it to the gym because they've got more energy.
And that other common complaint, losing your sexual appetite.
With the SSRIs and also with the SNRIs, not only the, Prozac, Zoloft, Paxil medicines, but also Effexor, Cymbalta. You have less of a desire for sex. One of the reasons that I use Lexapro is that it's got the least sexual side effects of all the SSRIs. Wellbutrin's a different story. Wellbutrin does not decrease libido. For some people, it increases libido and it makes it easier.
So how long before an antidepressant kicks in? For me, it was about 2 weeks, but it can be up to 2 months. In some cases, your doctor might prescribe a little boost.
Someone's having a lot of anxiety and they need to feel better immediately, or they're having a lot of insomnia. I will prescribe an anti-anxiety medicine which does work immediately. You can at least tackle those two issues while you're waiting for the antidepressant to kick in.
Or, if you're experiencing extremely low energy, some doctors will recommend an amphetamine until the antidepressant starts working. But antidepressants do not work for everyone, as was the case for Becky, who battled postpartum depression.
I've tried Prozac, I've tried Paxil, Wellbutrin, Celexa, Lexapro, but every dose really exacerbated my headaches. I suffer from tension headaches and migraine headaches.
She turned from medications to message boards.
I found, strangely enough, online support groups, because here are these people that you don't know. It's this anonymous thing where you don't have to feel the shame, and it's very helpful.
My sister Nan asked if the antidepressant limited my ability to feel joy.
It is a complaint that it sort of leaves you with a mid-range of emotions.
I don't feel that way.
It creates a new floor under you so that you can't get too low, but I don't think that it creates a new ceiling.
What I felt after they started working was completely like myself again. I felt like the old Lee. I felt a very happy level of largely coping with my kids, coping with those demands.